just before or after they put their kids to bed, asking questions that are ordinary and profound. We're gonna have enough money left over, honey, at the end of the month after we pay our bills, just have a little bit of breathing room. Is that my dad used to say, Joey, a job's about a lot more than a paycheck. It's about your dignity. It's about respect. It's about being able to look your kid in the eye and say, honey, it's going to be, I mean this sincerely, it's going to be okay, and mean it. Well, that's what, folks, too many people have been left behind in the past, are treated like they're invisible amid the economic upheaval of the past 4 decades. They remember the jobs that went away and wonder whether a path exists anymore for them to succeed. But I know we can forge a path of building an economy where no one's left behind. That's what this project and others like it across the country are all about. It's about making investments in America's cities, towns, heartlands, and rural America. It's about making things here in America again. It's about good jobs. It's about the dignity of work. It's about respect and self-worth. And it's about damn time we're doing it. We're in through 4 decades where we exported jobs and imported product. We're exporting product and importing jobs now. For too long, we've talked about asserting America's leadership and building the best economy in the world. Well, we have to have the best economy in the world, you have to have the best infrastructure in the world. That's not hyperbole, it's a fact. To get products to market, to create thousands of good-paying jobs. For most of the last century, we led the world by a significant margin because we invested in our people, we invested in ourselves, we invested in research and development. But along the way, we stopped. We used to rank number 1 in the world in research and development. Now we rank number 9. China used to rank number 8. Now it ranks number 2. The risk of losing our edge as a nation and China and the rest of the world catching up is real. For decades, the backbone of America, the middle class, has been hollowed out. Too many good-paying manufacturing jobs move overseas because labor was cheaper. Jobs moved overseas and factories closed down. Once thriving cities and towns became shadows of themselves, what they used to be. When Carrier, one of the biggest manufacturers in Syracuse, New York, stopped making air conditioners, the town went in decline. Now, Micron's enormous investment of semiconductors in Syracuse is bringing it all back and more. Same thing's happened in Lordstown, Ohio, when GM shut down their auto factory. But this past year, thanks to all we're doing with electric vehicles, GM and LG announced they'll hire thousands of workers to build the new electric vehicle batteries. And when these towns were hollowed out, something else was lost. Their pride, their sense of self-esteem. Folks, these are the effects of the so-called trickle-down economics. The view from Park Avenue that says, when the wealthy do well, it will all trickle down to everybody else. Not in the family I was raised, it didn't work that way. But there's another one that I hold, that whole folks in Baltimore hold as well. Our folks in cities were born in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and grew up in Claremont, Delaware like I did. They view the backbone of America. They are the backbone. They're the people who get up every morning and go to work just to bust their necks trying to make an honest living. Look, folks, I've said it many times. Wall Street did not build this country. The middle class built this country. And unions built the middle class. That's a fact. I ran for president to build an economy from the bottom up and the middle out. To bring back good-paying jobs you can raise a family on, whether or not you went to college. To give working families a little more breathing room. To invest in ourselves again, to invest in America again. And that's what we've done. My first 2 years in office, we have 2 of the strongest years of economic growth and job growth in American history. We've created 11 million new jobs, including 750,000 manufacturing jobs, and we're just getting started. Where in God's name is it written that America can't lead the world in manufacturing again? I don't know where that's written. In addition, there's been major private investment, totaling nearly $300 billion in American manufacturing, including for semiconductors and small computer chips that power virtually everything in our lives, from cell phones to automobiles to artificial intelligence. You know, what a lot of people don't remember or don't know, we invented the computer chip in America. We invented it, and we made it more sophisticated. 30 years ago, America had more than 30% of the global chip production, worth tens of billions of dollars. But today, we produce only around 10% of the world's chips. Instead of the supply chain for these chips starting with us, it starts with countries you can't rely on. New automobiles need 3,000 of these chips just to be made. When overseas factories make these chips shut down during the pandemic, automakers in America had to shut down their product lines too. We couldn't produce enough cars because we didn't have enough chips. We can't ever let that happen again. That's why we came together to pass the Bipartisan Chips and Science Act, and we're seeing the results now. Just a few hours north here, IBM invested $20 billion in its facility in Poughkeepsie, New York, in semiconductor design and manufacturing, quantum computing, artificial intelligence. Intel is investing $20 billion building 2 chip factories, fabrication facilities, just outside of Columbus, Ohio. $100 billion with Micron in Syracuse, $40 billion with TMSC in Phoenix. Our economic agenda has ignited a boom in manufacturing, from semiconductors to electric vehicles to advanced batteries. They're going to power those vehicles, and in addition to that, anybody from the IBW here? 500,000 charging stations you're going to build in America so you can go from coast to coast to coast. Look, there's much more to say about what we're going to be doing to modernize American rail. Let me close with this, because if we don't get it by 1/4 we're all here for the next 2 hours, almost. When America sees these projects popping up across the country, it sends a really important message. When we work together, there's not a damn thing we can't do. There's nothing beyond our capacity. We can move this. We can move this nation forward. And it sends another message as well, a message of pride. Pride in our country. Pride in what we can do when we do it together. You've heard me say it, and I apologize for repeating, but as long as I'm here, I'm going to say it. That has never been a good bet. Never been a good bet to bet against America. Never. I can honestly say, as I stand here today, I have never been more optimistic about America's future. You just have to remember who in God's name we are. We're the United States of America. There's nothing beyond our capacity when we work together. We've never failed to meet an objective when we set our mind to it. So it's about time we say, once again, we're going to lead the world in the second quarter of the 21st century. May God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you, thank you, thank you.